Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to our English class. The story, A Letter to God, has been completed. What is the name of the major character in it? Yes, Lynch. And in the story, A Letter to God, you had gone through two letters that was written by Lynch. And in today's lesson, we are going to study a different letter that was written by the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, to his daughter Indira. Jawaharlal Nehru was an Indian independence activist and subsequently the first Prime Minister of India, as well as a central figure in Indian politics both before and after independence. He emerged as an eminent leader of the Indian independence movement, serving India as Prime Minister from its establishment in 1947 as an independent nation until his death in 1964. Indira Gandhi was an Indian politician and a central figure of the Indian National Congress. She was the first female Prime Minister of India. Indira Gandhi was the daughter of Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. The lecture that we are going to study was written on 26th of October 1930 by Jawaharlal Nehru when he was in Central Prison 9. Even while in prison, he wanted to guide his child with a good teaching and show his concern for her. Let's read the letter. Birthday letter. My dear Indira, on your birthday you have been in the habit of receiving presents and good wishes. Good wishes you will still have in full measure, but what present can I send you from Naini prison? My presents cannot be very material or solid. They can be of the mind and spirit, things that even the high walls of prison cannot stop. You know, sweetheart, how I dislike sermonizing and doling out good advice. I have always thought that the best way to find out what is right and what should be done is not by giving a sermon. It has to be done by talking and discussing. Out of discussion, sometimes a little bit of truth comes out. I have liked my talks with you and we have discussed many things. But the world is wide and beyond our world lie other wonderful and mysterious worlds. None of us need ever be bored or imagine that we have learned everything worth learning and become very wise. But what am I to do then? A letter can hardly take the place of a talk. At best, it is a one sided affair. Imagine that I have made a suggestion to you for you to think over as if we really were having a talk. In history, we read of great periods in the life of nations, of great men and women. Do you remember how fascinated you were when you first read the story of Jean d'Arc? Your ambition was to be something like ordinary men and women are not usually heroic. They think of their bread and butter, of their children, of their household worries and like. But a time comes when all people become interested in a great cause. Then history helps even simple, ordinary men and women to become heroes. Great leaders have something in them which inspires a whole people and make them do great deeds. In India, a great leader full of love for all who suffer and eager to help them has inspired our people to great actions and noble sacrifice. He has helped to make the starving, the poor, and the oppressed free and happy. Bapuji is in prison, but the magic of his message has stolen the hearts of India's millions. Men and women and even little children come out of their little shells and become India's soldiers of freedom. In India today, we are making history, and you and I are fortunate to see this happening before our eyes and to take some part ourselves in this great drama. What part shall we play in it? If we are to be India's soldiers, we have to respect India's honor, and that honor is a sacred trust. It is no easy matter to decide what is right and what is not. One little test I shall ask you to apply whenever you are in doubt. Never do anything in secret or anything that you would wish to hide. For the desire to hide anything means that you are afraid, and fear is a bad thing and unworthy of you. Be brave, and all the rest follows. You know that in our great freedom movement under Bapuji's leadership, there is no room for secrecy or hiding. We have nothing to hide. We are not afraid of what we do or what we say. We work in the sun and in the light. Even so, in our private lives, let us make friends with the sun and work in the light and do nothing secretly. And if you do so, my dear, you will grow up a child of the light, unafraid and serene and unruffled, whatever may happen. I have written a very long letter to you, and yet there is so much I would like to tell you. How can a letter contain it? Goodbye, little one, and may you grow up into a brave soldier in India's soils. With all my love and good wishes, your loving father, Jawaharlal Nehru. I hope all of you have gone through the letter of Jawaharlal Nehru to his daughter Indira. Do you understand why did he write a letter like this while he was in a prison? Yes, he wants to tell his daughter every time take a right decision. But take decision after all discussions and must be wise to take every decision. Okay, let me ask you a few questions from this letter, and that questions will help you to comprehend this letter more easily. My first question: where was Jawaharlal Nehru while he was writing this letter? Where was Jawaharlal Nehru while he was writing this letter? Yes, he was in Naini prison. And my second question: why was Nehru imprisoned for? Why was Nehru imprisoned for? Yes, Nehru was imprisoned for taking part in the freedom fight or in the freedom movement. My third question: according to Jawaharlal Nehru, what was the best way to find out what is right and what should be done? Exactly. The best way to find out what is right and what should be done is not by giving a sermon. It has to be done by talking and discussing. That is the answer. And fourth question: who is Jean d'Arc? Who is Jean d'Arc? Have you ever heard the name Jean d'Arc? No? Here is the answer. Jeanne d'Arc is a national heroine of France. She was a peasant girl who, believing that she was acting under divine guidance, led the French army in a momentous victory at Orleans in 1429 that repulsed an English attempt to conquer France during the Hundred Years' War. Nehru said that ordinary men and women are not usually heroic. They think of their bread and butter, of their children, of their household worries, and the like. But a time comes when all people become interested in a great cause, then history helps even simple, ordinary men and women to become heroes. Then, and also, Nehru says that in India, a great leader full of love for all who suffer and eager to help them has inspired our people to great actions and noble sacrifice. He has helped to make the starving, the poor, and the oppressed free and happy. Who was Nehru talking about? Who was Nehru talking about? Yes, Mahatma Gandhi. Nehru said that Gandhiji's words had stolen the hearts of Indian people. Men and women and even children, little children, comes out of their little shells and became India's soldiers of freedom. Then my next question. Nehru asked Indira to apply one little test whenever she was in doubt. What was that? What was that test? Yes. Nehru asked Indira never to do anything in secret or anything that she would wish to hide. For the desire to hide anything meant that she was afraid, and fear was a bad thing and unworthy of Indira. And Nehru asked Indira to never do anything secret. Nehru encouraged Indira to be brave and assured her that all the rest follows. Nehru wished her to grow up to a brave soldier in India's service. So, in this birthday letter, Nehru reflects his own ideals of honest and fearless living. And please read the birthday letter once again silently. I hope all of you have got an idea about the letter that was written by Jawaharlal Nehru. I'll be back with another video lesson. Till then,